This is a Baytown Media live stream sports presentation. St. John's Caps Minor Hockey Under 11A All-Stars would like to thank the following sponsor: Volkswagen St. John's, Steers Insurance, and New Ground Construction. JW Consulting, Source Energy Atlantic, and RJK Auto Repair. Thank you all for your support of Caps Minor Hockey.
Welcome, Caps Nation. Make some noise as we introduce your U11A St. John's Caps All-Stars. Between the pipes, number 1, Noah O'Brien, and number 31, Simon Russell. On the blue line, number 12, Drew Pike. Number 8, Josh Cheater. Number 4, William Lewis. Number 18, Ben Tizard. Number 3, Henry Nash. And number 2, Vincent O'Reilly Hillier. Up front, number 17, Charlie Martin. Number 9, Ryan Walsh. Number 11, Peyton Pike. Number 10, Max Barnes. Number 14, George Winter. Number 7, Henry White. Number 19, Aiden Brown. Number 15, James Cheater. And number 5, Nate Wilson. Head coach, Steve Barnes. Assistant coaches, Jeremy Cheater, Ryan Brown, Matthew Lewis, and Aaron Walsh. Your U11A St. John's Caps All-Stars. Go Caps!
Good afternoon and welcome to Bishop Falls. We're at the Pat O'Reilly Memorial Stadium in Bishop Falls, Newfoundland for the Under 11 AAA Pilot Weekend, the first one of the year. And we've got the St. John's Caps and Mount Pearl Blades. First game for the Caps of the tournament. And they'll play again this evening at 8 p.m. against Tri-Pen Osprey. We've got a full lineup back for the Caps. Max Barnes is back from the illness, and so is Simon Russell and Noah O'Brien. So it's nice to see all the guys back for this weekend. And we've got the Caps and Blades coming right up live from Bishops Falls, and we'll have all the games live streamed all weekend. 2 games tomorrow against Central and Western, and the final game on Sunday morning versus the Paradise Warriors. Hello to all the parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles who are at home watching. Couldn't make it this weekend. Thank you for tuning in. We're just about ready to go. Another minute, and we'll have puck drop here live from the Pat O'Reilly Memorial Stadium in Bishop Falls. Beautiful drive in today from St. John's Metro. Also like to thank Gordon Nash for taking myself and Drew along for the ride this weekend. These two teams are pretty familiar with each other all year. There's the buzzer, and we're just about ready now for puck drop. Live from Bishop Falls. This is the first weekend of the Under 11 AAA pilot. Next one will be in Placentia in January. Both teams now ready to go. We'll be playing 15-minute periods. We're accustomed to the 10-minute for under 11, but with this pilot program, we'll play 15s. Caps hit with the injury bug the week. 3 players out. And there's the buzzer. We're just about ready to go. Charlie Martin to take the face-off for the Caps. Martin, Brown, and Wilson. Forward group. Vincent O'Reilly, Hillier, and Ben Tizert, and Simon Russell starting in goal for the Caps. Number 7, Casey Pearson, take the face-off for the Blades against Charlie Martin. The arena is just rocking here this afternoon. Friday afternoon, live from Bishop Falls, and we're ready for puck drop. Puck taken by the Caps, Brown. Dumped in behind the goal, Martin chasing after it. Martin behind the goal. And now the Blades control. Back behind the Mount Pearl net. Up to the blue line. Kept in by Tizard and wrapped around the boards. Blades now behind their own goal. Trying to get it cleared. Great forecheck in there by Wilson. But the Blades come out with it now. Pearson, number 7. Up to Penny. Penny. Pearson. Pearson now with it just below the goal line. Trying to get it in front. Now Pearl. O'Keefe with it. And they pass in front. Wide open. Shot. Scores! Anna Claire Taylor in the opening goal. The pass from O'Keefe. And the Blades take an early 1-0 lead, 13:58, just a little over a minute. End of this one. And the Blades coming again. Pass in front, all alone. Kick save there by Russell. Out comes Barnes with it. Barnes cuts it wide. Barnes looking for the pass in front. Pass in front. Goes right through the crease and comes out the other side. And the Blades on the attack again. Dumping it down behind the goal. Barnes gets it on the near boards, but pressured by the Blades. Up to White, taking off his stick. O'Keefe in over the blue line. O'Keefe stops up, all alone. O'Keefe walking out. And a stick check there by Barnes and gets it out of the zone. And down the ice, right on the goaltender, no icing. So Peyton Pike, Cheater, and Walsh with Josh Cheater and Drew Pike on defense now. Pike chasing in after it. Wraps it around the boards. To throw to Walsh. Walsh has gone up the boards. Joy stops him up. Taken now by Martin. Martin in. Oh, just missed Cheater. And we've got a penalty coming up to the Blades. Joy will go to the box. Face off now in the Mount Pearl end. Kept in by Pike at the line. Blades trying to get it out. Pearson. Caps on the power play. Peyton Pike now picks it up. Long lead pass down. Off Kennedy's stick. Back down to Drew Pike. He picks it up in his own end. Pass up the center. Puck across the crease. James Cheater. Pass over to Peyton Pike. Peyton Pike stopped up at the line, and back come the Blades. O'Keefe. Stopped up by Martin. Peyton Pike now up to Aiden Brown. Aiden Brown cuts up past center. Wide angle shot. Rebound in front. Back to Raleigh Hillier. Shot. Deflects. Puck in the corner, now behind the net. Brown with it. Brown shot, and that's wide. Goes over to the far blue line. Tizard wraps it around the boards. And behind the net. Brown back to get it. Wilson in there. Brown now picks it up. Brown spins, turns back. In towards the net. Rebounds. Oh, what a chance there for Martin. Puck in around the crease. And covered up by the Blades goaltender. And we got two Caps going to the box. Norman and Wilson. So 10 seconds left in the first power play for the Caps. Shot in, wide, and the Blades pick it up behind their own goal. Gets it back out, stopped up by White. Now back over the line. Blades are out. Lead pass to Joy just over his stick. Nash goes into the bar, boards hard. Unsure of the call right now. Referee has his arm up. 10-14 and the Blades player going to the box. Joy back to the box. Second minor of the first period. 10-14 left in the first. 1-0 Mount Pearl Blades. And the Caps back to the power play. Face off back to the line. And now back to center. Lewis will dump it down. White taking chase. Just outside the line. No, it's not. Stopped up there. White kicks it up. Blade trying to get it out of zone. Kept in by Nash at the line. Off the boards, back to Nash over his stick. And Pearson very close. Back down the ice. Nash back to get it. Puck taken away by Pearson. Taken back by Peyton Pike up the boards. And still 1-0 Mount Pearl Blades with a minute left in the Caps power play. 9:14 left in the first. 1-0 Blades and an early goal. Face off, taken by the Blades now. Caps with it. Pike gets it up to Walsh. Back to Peyton Pike. In over the blue line. Cheater can't get the shot away. Puck bouncing around in the slot. Peyton Pike in there. Peyton Pike cuts out from behind. Puck. Cheater from the point keeps it in. Blades trying to wrap around the boards. Caps keep it in. Peyton Pike behind the net. Tries to get it to Walsh. Caps now going to go back and get that puck in their own zone. 22 seconds left in the power play. Puck up to Walsh. Walsh in over the blue line. Walsh with a move up the Pike. Kicked in off a defender and covered up by the Mount Pearl goaltender and held on for a face-off. 9 seconds left in the power play. 8:23 in the first. 1-0 Mount Pearl Blades leading the St. John's Caps. Under 11 AAA pilot weekend live from Bishop Falls. Brown with a shot. Just wide. Wilson behind the net. Martin. And back goes a Raleigh Hillier. Taylor chasing close. Taylor, the goal scorer. In the first lead pass just over Martin's stick. And just misses Wilson. Martin Cross ice pass to Brown. Nice pass there. Brown can't get around Randall. O'Reilly Hillier around the back of the boards. Norman to pick it up for the Blades. And the Blades now get it up the center. Here's O'Keefe. Shot is blocked as he crosses the line. Oh, chance here for the Blades. Tizzard now clears it away from harm's way. In front. Oh, big save there by Russell. Getting his body to cover the net there. Tizzard around the boards. Tizzard trying to get it out. Backhander kept in. Burns will get it over the line. But the Blades coming back in again. Backhander high over the net. O'Keefe has it now, number 9. O'Keefe spins. Pass in front. Oh, still in the slot. Blades now with all kinds of pressure. O'Keefe cutting towards the net. O'Keefe can't get the shot away. Tizzard picks it up in the corner. Gets it up to the blue line. Stagg will just take it and dump it all the way back down. 6:32 left in the first. And now Pearl putting the pressure on the Caps in the last minute. Puck in the corner. O'Reilly Hillier. And Peyton Pike wraps it around the boards. Lead pass just missed Burns. All the way down ice. Lewis keeps it in at the line. Nash bangs it around the back of the boards. In front, wraparound, scores! James Cheater for the Caps. And the Caps tie it up. Caps gone again on a break. 1-1. Goals by Taylor and James Cheater, and we've got a penalty coming up to O'Keefe, a tripping call, and covered up by the Blades goaltender. We've got a whistle. O'Keefe going to the box for tripping. Face off now down in the Mount Pearl end. Another penalty call. So a penalty pill first period. There goes the power play. Brown is going to the box. And face off going to come all the way back down. Cross-checking call to Brown. And Caps will dump it out. Randall back to get it. So we're 4 aside here now. For the next minute and 37. And here goes Randall. Long shot, and that's gloved by Russell. And puck right over the line. Here goes Merton. Merton got some ice. Merton in, shoots, off the post. Off the post and out. Puck all the way back down the ice. Tizzard chasing after it. That's going to be an icing call, but what a chance. What a chance for Merton on a break and off the post. Face off won by the Blades. Back up to center. Tizzer chasing after it. Got a pile up in the corner. Puck now back to the Blades blue line. Chance now for the Blades. 2-on-1. Oh, great stick there by Raleigh Hillier. Caps going back the other way. Raleigh Hillier picks it up now. Center, or to Peyton Pike just ahead of his stick. White into Pike. Round the back of the net. Brown back on the ice. Back to even strength. Peyton Pike now with it. That's center now. Puck back to Nash. We'll dump it down the ice. And that's going to be an icing call. 2:54 left in the first. 1-1 is the score. Mount Pearl Blades, St. John's Caps, live from Bishop Falls, Pat O'Reilly Memorial Stadium. And face-off going all the way back down to the Caps end. Shot, that's blocked. Walsh in over the blue line. Walsh backhander in front. Oh, just missed Cheater. Mount Pearl coming out of zone. Pearson up to Taylor. Taylor long shot in, and that's gobbled up. By Russell. And Josh Cheater going to the box. Here goes Walsh now. Walsh with a chance. Short-handed. Walsh behind the net, and he'll pin that puck into the boards. And get a face-off down in the Mount Pearl end. So Penley filled first period, 2:14 left in the first. Blades now on the power play. Puck up the center now. Mount Pearl on the attack. Pass in front. Pearson stops up. Can't get the shot away. Kept in at the line. Shot. That's just wide. Pike in behind the back of the net. Against Pearson. Pearson comes away with the puck and drives it down the goal. Two players clawed on the boards. Mount Pearl back up the center with it. Mount Pearl trying to get in. O'Keefe, couple moves. O'Keefe still has it in his feet. And taken now by Peyton Pike. Here comes the Blades again in front. Stick there by Lewis. Another shot by Joy, and that goes wide. Back to the point. Stagg with a shot. And that's scooped up again. And some pushing and shoving in front of Russell. 1:09 left in the first. 1-1 Blades and Caps. Under 11 AAA. Pilot live from Bishop Falls. Face off won by the Caps. Dumped out over the line. 35 seconds left in the Blades power play, but the Caps now on the attack. Barnes chasing after it. White in there as well. And away go the Blades. Stopped up by Nash. Lead pass down the ice. 10 seconds left in the power play. And the Blades up the center. 32 seconds left in the first period. Nash back to get it. Around the boards. Picked up by Keogh. Comes up to the blue line. Keogh cuts it wide. Cuts back in towards the goal. Blocker save. And that's knocked aside by Russell. Push and shoving behind the net. Walsh with it now. 5 seconds. Walsh clears it out over the line. And that will do it for the first period. 1-1 at the end of one. Entertaining first period. Lots of penalties as we end the first. And we'll be back in just a second. And we're back now for second period action. Again, 15-minute periods here this weekend. Pearson and Martin to take the face-off for the Caps. Taylor. Cheater now trying to get it across, but Josh Cheater up to Martin. Martin cuts it wide. Dawson back there for the Blades. Caps keeping it on the line. Now it's out. Walsh will drive it down behind the net. Here goes Pearson up to the middle over to Taylor. Lewis in there with a stick. Pearson. Peyton Pike now got it behind the goal. Fire boards. O'Keefe trying to cut in. That's taken away by the Caps. Wilson now chasing after it. Wilson will get it before across the line. Wilson behind the net. Trying to get in front. Back to the point. Nash and cut off in front. Peyton Pike takes it. Backhander can't go in, and Randall comes out of the zone now. Randall shot. Oh, just missed the far post. Norman back to get it for the Blades. Winter will dump it in behind the goal. Out comes O'Keefe. O'Keefe cuts up to the middle. Can't get the shot away. Puck out over the line. Caps with a break. Here's Burns. And taken away by the Blades. White. And the Blades move it back down ice. O'Keefe cuts in. O'Keefe again. In. Puck stopped. pad of Russell, and here goes Cheater now. Cheater, shot, and that's blocked by Joy. Barnes with it in the corner. Barnes wraps it around the boards, just over Cheater's stick. And out come the Blades. Dillon now up the center, the blue line, and will dump it into the Caps end. Puck down behind the goal. Puck in the corner. Blades trying to cut it out front. Cut out by Russell. Some pushing and shoving again in front of the Caps net. And covered up by Russell for a face-off. 12:07 left in the second period. Live from Bishop Falls, under 11 AAA Pilot. St. John's Caps, Mount Pearl Blades. Puck out to the point. Kennedy with a shot. That's blocked in front by Pike. Cheater around the boards. Josh Cheater up to Peyton Pike. We got two Cheaters and two Pikes on the ice. Cross-ice pass. James Cheater falls as he gets up to the line. Walsh will dump it down behind the goal. Peyton Pike picks it up. Spins in the corner. Trying to get it out in front. Now it's in front. Walsh with the stick. And out comes Pearson. Pearson up the center. Cuts wide. And great stick there by the Caps. Pearson crashes into the backboards. Peyton Pike trying to get it out. Gets it back to the point. Shot in by the Blades. Off the stick of Pike and bobbled into Russell, and he'll cover up. 1-1. 10:54 left in the second period. Face off, won by the Caps. Lewis wraps it around the boards, picked up by Wilson. Wilson up ice. Two Caps gone. Brown with Martin. Over to Martin. Oh, what a save by the Blades goaltender. Beauty save right there. And a great pass and play from Brown to Martin. And face off now. Gets it over to Nash up ice. Martin. And he stopped up before he hit the blue line. Here goes Wilson, long shot, and that's smothered by the Blades goaltender and held on for a face-off. So seen some great goaltending from the Blades here in the past couple minutes. Puck to the blue line. Puck still in, up in the air, and now it's outside. Blades pick it up, can't get it out. Wilson in there with a stick. Pearson picks it up, lead pass up to Joy. Joy up the center. Raleigh Hillier trying to push him to the corner. Pearson trying to get the centering pass across. And battle in the corner. Puck in front. Anthony with a shot. And that's covered up in front. But 9:40 left in the second period. Face off now to the left of Russell. Puck around the boards. Puck in the corner, battle for it there, and out come the Blades. Man in front, all alone. White on the boards. And we've got a call on the far boards. Joy going to the box. Cross-checking call to Joy. And face-off going to come all the way down to the Mount Pearl end. The Caps going to the power play. Cheater with a shot. Deflects. Oh, just missed the post. Caps in around the goal. Goalie got no stick. Back to the point. The Cheater. Cheater with a shot. And that's blocked in front. Caps in the corner. White after it. White kicks it up to his stick. And the Blades now pick it up. And we'll dump it down the ice. Drew Pike back to get it. Pike up the boards. The Peyton Pike off his stick, and O'Keefe takes it. Pike chasing after it. Both Pikes chasing after it. Peyton Pike now with it. Lead pass up to James Cheater. James Cheater in over the line. Shot. Oh, what a blocker save there by the Blades goaltender. Penny in the corner. Penny gets it back to the blue line. Kept in at the line. Shot just wide. James Cheater to Peyton Pike. Back to Cheater. Lewis on the blue line. The Cheater to Pike. Pike backhands it in and covered up by the Blades goaltender for a face-off. 7:57 left in the second. 47 seconds left in the Mount Pearl penalty. Face off back to the point. And away go the Blades now. Pearson got Dylan. Pearson trying to get across to Dylan. Great defensive play there by Nash to cut off that pass. Pearson still with it. Peyton Pike playing hard in the corner. Puck just wide. Puck around the boards. Caps can't get it out. It's passed down. Intended for Cheater. Couldn't get it. Dylan now with it for the Blades. Battle in front of the penalty box. James Cheater comes out with it. Ryan Walsh shot. Oh, that was just wide. Back to Walsh. Walsh with the shot in front. Deflects. Joy picks it up now. Joy down ice. And Pearson was offsides crossing the line. And we're going to get a goaltending change for the Caps and Blades. Both goaltenders switching up. Russell out. O'Brien in. And Sleep coming in now for the Blades. So both goaltenders out due to injury or illness this week, and both of them are back this weekend. Good news. 6:42 left in the second. 1-1 Mount Pearl Blades, St. John's Caps here in the second period. We're live from Bishop Falls. The under 11 AAA pilot program. First weekend of the year. Face off now just outside the Caps blue line. Face off won by the Blades. O'Keefe has it now, dumps it down. Taylor chasing after it, but O'Reilly Hilliard picks it up for the Caps. Tries to get it around the boards. And now Martin picks it up. Martin at his own. Nice pass of Wilson. Wilson in over the line, cuts it wide. Wilson leans in, tries to get in front, but taken away by O'Keefe. O'Keefe right in front of the net, dangerous there. Taylor back to pick it up now. Calm things down for the Blades. Taylor gets it up to Dawson. That's stripped by Wilson. Brown picks it up. Looking for Wilson. Puck goes all the way down to the Blades in, and that's going to be an icing call. 5:49 left in the second period. Puck back to the point, shot, line shot, that's kicked aside by O'Brien. His first shot and save since coming in. Puck up the center now. Burns chasing after it. Burns in over the blue line, trying to get the pass across. He can't. Pearson picks it up now for the Blades. Couple moves here up the center. Backhander by Burns. Nice poke check there by White. Burns with it again. Henry White, number 7, tries to get in over the line. Hard hit there as White hit Kennedy. Peyton Pike now behind the net. Has it in his feet. Tries to get the puck in front. And back come the Blades. Penny. Back to Pike. Pike got Pearson on him. Up the boards to Peyton Pike. Up to Walsh. Walsh at center. And back comes to Anthony for the Blades. Can't get the shot away. Curls out wide. Peyton Pike now picks it up. Knee spins. Long lead pass. Up to Walsh just over his stick. Blades got it behind the net. Up to Dillon. O'Keefe up the wing, but Nash is back. Nash around the boards. Walsh on the far end. Back to the point. O'Keefe coming in. Long shot. Whoa! Off the back of the bar on top of the net. Cheater gets it out of the zone, but Joy turns it back in. Hit by Walsh. Here goes Henry Nash cutting it wide. Puts it in front and covered up by the Blades goaltender. And that will be a face-off. 3:37 left in the second period. 1-1 is the score. St. John's Caps, Mount Pearl Blades live from Bishop Falls, Pat O'Reilly Memorial Stadium. Face off now in the Mount Pearl end. Puck through the crease. Wilson in to get it. Martin chasing after it. Wilson in there again. In the corner. Around the boards. Pearson picks it up. Brown in the corner. Brown centers it. And off of Blades' stick and wide. Puck out to center. Martin back checking. Wilson there too. We've got another pile up on the boards, and we've got a whistle, and we'll have a face-off just outside the line. 3 minutes exactly left in the second period. Been an entertaining game here, close back and forth, 1-1. Face-off taken by the Blades. Just out over the line. Dawson with it. Dawson will dump it in, picked up by Tizert. Tizert off the glass, and Wilson chasing after it. Martin in the corner. Martin behind the goal now, trying to get it in front. Kicks it out to Wilson. Now picked up by Brown. Wilson gets the body in there. Back to the point to Pike. Pike will dump it in. Back out to the point again. Just out past Pike's stick, and he'll backhand it in the zone. Back to Josh Cheater. Will dump it. And it goes right to the goaltender Sleep, and he'll cover up for a face-off. And some pushing and shoving again in front of the goal. 2:07 left in the second. So we'll be back this evening with more Caps minor hockey as the Caps take on Tri-Pen Osprey at 8 o'clock this evening. Pike back to get it. Anthony chasing him. Backhands it to White. For a face-off, and he got some traffic in front, but managed to hold on. 1:46 left in the second period. Face-off to the left now, Sleep. And here go the Blades now. O'Keefe, 3 Blades, heading back. Shot. Whoa! Just missed the goal there. I think it was off the outside the post. The Blades getting a chance late here in the second period. Kept in now at the line. Wakio back to the slot. O'Keefe dances in. Shot. Oh! What a glove save by O'Brien. And holds on to it. Great save there by O'Brien. His best save of the period. Face off on the far side. As Pike and Pearson squared off. Puck back to the blue line. Kept in by Randall. Peyton Pike now behind the goal. Gets it to Walsh. Walsh up the center. Peyton Pike gone on a break. Here goes Pike. Shot. Oh no! Goes to the backhand and couldn't get it in there. 42 seconds left in the second. Great chance there for the Caps. Cheater behind the goal. And his favorite target, Walsh, is in front. Pearson picks it up on the far boards. Pearson sends it down ice. They'll be icing with 22 seconds left, and we're going to go all the way back down to the Blades Inn for the face-off. A lot of energy in this game. In front, oh, just missed the stick of Wilson there. Dawson comes back to center. Shot, that hit Tizert up high. Martin in front of the goal. That was a dangerous pass there. Puck up the center, and that will do it for the second period. And both teams now going to go to the dressing room. So at the end of 2 periods, Mount Pearl Blades 1, St. John's Caps 1. And we'll be back in 15 minutes as they clear the ice. Welcome back. We're ready for the start of the third period. Been an exciting one here so far. Again, 15-minute periods. And we've got a tie game after 2 periods, 1-1. High energy. 2 periods here. Under 11 AAA Pilot live from Bishop Falls, Newfoundland. And the building is just rocking here this evening. Face off, won by the Blades, O'Keefe, but Martin takes it down ice. Wilson back to Martin. Martin in over the line. Martin cuts towards the net. And loses it behind the goal. Penny now back to the point to Pike. Pike with a slapper. Scores! Drew Pike from the point. Go ahead goal. And the Caps now take the 2-1 lead. Caps now with a 2-1 lead early in the third. Shot from the point by Drew Pike. Puck up to Burns now. Burns crosses the blue line. Puck back to the point. In front, Lewis now chasing after it across the blue line, just outside, can't keep it in. Puck now up to Taylor. Taylor in over the blue line. Nash. Great stick there by Nash. Great defensive play by Nash to keep Taylor from cutting towards the goal. Walsh with the puck. Walsh behind the goal line. Peyton Pike now has it. And out go the Blades, taken away by Walsh. Great back check there. In front. Oh, puck in the crease. Can't tuck it in. Puck was just sitting there for Pike, but. And now that we're going to have a penalty call to Vincent O'Reilly Hillier. Looks like an interference call. 13:06. Now left in the third period as Hillier will go to the box. And the Blades will go to the power play. Puck in the corner. Drew Pike now gets it out to the point, just over the line. Anthony picks it up for the Blades. We'll dump it back down to Cheater, and Cheater will get it up the center. Cheater, fans on the shot, back comes the Blades. Blades still with it. Pass in front, and that's knocked out of harm's way by Walsh and over the line. Stagg will drive it down behind the net. And Cheater with no stick. Peyton Pike picks it up behind the goal. And we got two players down in the corner. And we've got another penalty coming up. Looks like two of them are going. Cheater and Joy both going. So again, a penalty field game here. 1:07 left in the Blades power play. We got 12-13 left in the third period. And face off coming up in the Caps end. Blades now behind the net. Nash picks it in the corner and gets it all the way down the ice. Right on goal. Martin, great back check in there by Martin. And he'll dump it back down ice. Blades coming out of the zone now. Here comes Penny up to the blue line. Nash in the corner, takes the puck away from him, gets it up the boards. Puck high and over the glass. 11:26 left in the third period. 20 seconds left in the Blades power play. And again, we'll be back this evening at 8 p.m. with the Caps and the Tri-Pin Osprey. Shot in, and that's just wide. Puck behind the goal. Pike back there and stops him up behind the goal. Puck in front. Now down over the line and back to center. Taylor. And we've got another penalty call. O'Keefe going to the box. Interference. And the Caps now will go to the power play. White trying to get the face-off back, and the Blades will dump it all the way down the ice. Taylor taking chase. Wide angle shot. That was just over the head of O'Brien. Taylor behind the goal, coming around with it, gets it to the corner. Anthony turns with it. Winter banging away, and so is Tizard. Puck sent down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call. Definitely getting chippy here now. 10:25 left in the third period. Again, this is the under 11 AAA pilot. St. John's Caps versus the Mount Pearl Blades. Peyton Pike wins the faceoff. Nash with it. Backhander up the center, and that's driven back down ice. Lewis chasing after it. Pearson bearing down on him. And puck right up through the middle, right to Walsh. What a pass. Walsh cuts it wide, loses it. And Randall, and Walsh gets it back. Cuts in front of the net. Puck net is off its moorings. And we've got a whistle. Cheater and Joy back on the ice as their minor penalties end. And the Caps still with 53 seconds left on their power play. Pearson and Pike to take the face-off. No, Pearson coming off. Pike wins the draw. Cheater on the boards, back to Pike. Pike backhands it back to Cheater. The Walsh in front. Walsh, backhander! And that's stopped and gobbled up by Sleep. And more pushing and shoving in front of the goal. 1-1, 9:46 left. In the third period, 42 seconds left in the O'Keefe penalty. Puck back to the point to Lewis. Lewis spins. Lewis waits, fires, and that's just wide. Taylor coming out of the zone. Stopped up at the line. And dumped in. Lewis chasing after it. Penny coming in hard. Lewis behind the goal. Lewis stops, spins, turns again. Lewis trying to get it out. Battle from near boards. 3 seconds left in the power play. And out comes Peyton Pike with the puck. Another penalty to O'Keefe. O'Keefe just out of the box. About 1 second. And back to the box again for tripping. Face off coming back down in the Mount Pearl end. Martin to take the face off. Back to Pike on the point. And out come the Blades. Pike picks it up at his own blue line. Gets it down to Brown. Now Pearson picks it up. Pearson up the center. Pearson cuts in. Picked up by Pike behind the goal. Pike off the boards. Wilson picks it up. Brown in over the line. Shot there by Martin. And that's kicked aside by Sleep. Back to the point, just misses. Cheater stick, Drew Pike back to get it. Chased by Pearson, round the boards, up to Brown. Brown pushes it up to Martin. Martin cuts it wide, cuts back in, shot by Martin, and that's gloved by Sleep and held on for a face-off. So Sleep getting a lot of action in the last couple of minutes here as well. Puck now back to the line, shot! Rolling around the crease, back to Raleigh Hillier, shot in, tipped, oh, just wide. Behind the goal, Caps trying to stuff it in front, oh! White was all alone and just missed. Puck back to center, glove down by Tizert. Up ahead to Winter. Winter got Burns. Oh, and that pass is cut off. Great defensive play there by Keel. And Joy back down ice. Will pick it up behind the Caps net. Knocked down by Tizert. And there's going to be a penalty call for cross-checking against Tizert. So 19 seconds left in the Cats power play. The Blades will go to the power play in 19 seconds. .7:15 left in the third, live from Bishop's Falls under 11A or AAA pilot program. Puck out to the slot, shot, and that's blocked by Winter. Puck behind the goal, wrapped around the boards, picked up by Randall. Randall has it. Randall shoots, and that just wide of the goal. Nash get it up to the line and out over the line. Now Blades on the power play. Nash will chase it down in the far corner. Chance for the Blades. Oh! Dangerous there. Lewis swipes it out of harm's way. Puck in front. Covered up by O'Brien, and there's the whistle. And we got a crowd in front of the crease again. .6:32 left. 2-1 St. John's Caps over the Blades. Here goes Barnes over the line and will kill some time as he knocks that down the ice. Randall back to get it for the Blades. Randall turns it back down ice. Randall up the center. Randall in over the blue line. Pearson in front. Shark Bangle shot, and that's stopped by O'Brien. And held on for a face-off. 51 seconds left in the Blades power play. 6:06 left in the third period. Puck in the corner. Battle for it there. Caps keeping the pin on the boards, and there's the whistle. .556 left in the third. 41 seconds left in Tizart's penalty. Back to the point. Shot in, and that's just wide. Drew Pike got it in his feet and gets hit by Taylor. Back to Stagg at the line. That shot goes wide. Cheater in there. Walsh in there. Cheater will bang it down the ice. James Cheater killing precious seconds off the clock here in this power play for the Blades. And up comes O'Keefe to the blue line. O'Keefe trying to cut in through. Nash knocked down. Puck down the ice. Tizard out of the box. 5:11 left in the third. Power play over for the Blades. Martin gets it up the boards to Brown. Brown with it in the corner. Centering pass. And Wilson is down. Can't get the shot away. Out come the Blades now. Taylor cuts it wide. Taylor with a shot. Oh, and a glove save by Noah O'Brien. And holds on for the faceoff. Big save there by O'Brien off the stick of Taylor. 4:50 left in the third period. 2-1 St. John's Caps. Puck in the corner. Dillon with it there. Gets it in front. Oh, Pearson was all alone and couldn't get it in there. Joy behind the goal. Caps get it down ice. Icing waved off. Kennedy picks it up behind the goal, but Wilson in there forechecking. Wilson again on the boards. Great work by Nate Wilson. Martin in there as well. This line working hard. Oh, back to the point. Tizard shoots. Oh, just deflects over top of the goal. Brown from the corner off the side of the net. And a quick whistle there as it hit the side of the goal, and a lot of action in the Blades end now. This has been one great game live from Bishop Falls. Mount Pearl Blades, St. John's Caps. Puck in the crease. Back to center. Lewis spins out of the way and will dump it down ice. No icing there. Icing waved off. Puck covered up by Sleep and held on for a face-off. 3:41 left. In the third period. Puck in front. Off the stick of Burns and wide. Burns behind the goal. Winter picks it up. Winter behind the net. Covered by Randall. Caps around the back of the net. Can't stuff it in. Out come the Blades. Pearson cuts in now. Cuts in the goal. Knocked down. O'Brien is down. As Pearson crashed the goal. 3:11 left. And O'Brien is down. And hopefully he's okay. Players now going back to their benches. Trainer out to have a look. Don't think there's any penalty call there as Pearson went crashing into the goaltender. O'Brien is getting back to his feet. I think there's a penalty shot coming up to Pearson. And it is. It's a penalty shot for Casey Pearson against O'Brien. O'Brien with the kick save. O'Brien. No, O'Brien getting swarmed by teammates. Great save there. Game saver there for O'Brien. Face off now in the Cap zone. .3:11 left in the third period. Going to be an exciting finish here. It's been an exciting game all around. Again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. And we'll be back with the 8 o'clock game this evening. Puck in the slot. Blades trying to get it in, but the Caps get it out now. Peyton Pike up the center, and he's hit into the boards by O'Keefe. And O'Keefe going to the box now. Looks like an interference call. The Caps will get a power play with 2:56 left in the third period. Some discussion at the Caps bench with the referee. Back to the point, shot in, deflects just wide. Nash loses it. And Taylor back down ice, pass in front. Shot, oh, saved by O'Brien! O'Brien again. Coming up big. Here's Walsh up to center. Walsh out wide. Walsh cuts to the net, shoots, oh, off the post. Lewis with it now. Across ice, Taylor picks it up. Taylor up the center. Taylor cutting in. Drew Pike with the stick. Cheater with a stick. Walsh trying to get it out. Mel Pearl still with it. Back to Stagg on the point. Pike will pick it up. Get it around the boards. Walsh dumps it down. Keogh back to get it. Peyton Pike chasing after. Keogh coming out now with some speed. Out of his zone. Martin can match that speed. And we've got a penalty call coming up. Okay, Drew Pike going to the box. And we got a Mel Pearl player going as well. Kennedy going to the box too. The most action in this arena today has been the penalty box doors because they haven't stopped swinging. We've got 1:42 left, and we're trying to iron out these penalties here. Face off coming up now, and the Caps in. Big face off here in the Caps end. Puck down the ice. Brown and Joy. Wilson. Wilson down low. Caps trying to pin it. There goes Pearson out of the zone now. Stops up. Turns back. Martin stops him. Brown with the puck. Martin with the puck again. Wraps it around the boards. Wilson there. Wilson keeping a pin behind the goal. Keogh gets it out of the mess. Back to the point. Tizzard with a shot. That's blocked out wide. Wilson back to get it. Wilson over to Martin. And the Blades come back down ice. Puck in front, goes through the crease. Back to the point. Martin diving for it, can't keep it in. Here comes Joy. Joy in with a shot. Glove by O'Brien and held on. 26 seconds left in the third period. Another important face-off in the Caps end. Back to Keogh on the point. Shot blocked aside by O'Brien. Burns trying to get it out. Nash rips it around the boards. Henry White picks it up. Gets it up to the blue line. Keogh with a move. Keogh trying to get in front. And Nash will dump it down the ice. And that will do it. 2 seconds. Icing call with 0.4 seconds left. That'll do it. Done. The Caps take the first game here. 2-1 the final. Over the Mount Pearl Blades. Great game here live from Pat O'Reilly Memorial Stadium in Bishop Falls. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we'll be back this evening at 8 p.m. with the next game when the St. John's Caps take on the Tri-Pin Osprey.
This is a Baytown Media live stream sports presentation.